Hi, I'm Adair with the band Nickelback, and I play DW Collector Series drum kits. When we're doing these amphitheater gigs, I have one kit, and in the arena we have two. The main kit is, what have I got? 10 by 8, a 12 by 9 VLT, a 16 by 14 X, and an 18 by 22 X bass drum. The hands down the most versatile drum I've used in the studio and live would be the Edge, and I have a 14 by 6 Edge and a 12 by 5 Edge, which can take your head off. And the B rig we do an acoustic set, so at the end of the thrust it'll flip upside down, and I just have a kick and snare there. I've got a 14 by 5 VLT snare and 18 by 22 X kick drum. Yeah, the main kit it's a wrap kit, so that's the black ice with the satin hardware, which really worked well with our whole set. Our crew calls our set Satan's Muffler Shop, because there's exhaust pipes all over the place. It's very industrial looking, so when we saw this kit, it absolutely works perfect with it. It's a very industrial, hard look, but there's still a nice bit of glitter in the black to catch the lights a bit. And up front we went for a different kind of feel for the acoustic set, and I have a candy black exotic. My first experience with DW, well, I did work in a music store for years back in the day, but we didn't really have a lot of D-dubs because we weren't like a higher end store. We always salivated when we looked at the catalogs. But the first time I used a DW kit in the studio was with a producer, Nick Raskulinecz. He does Foo Fighters. He had just done Rush, and I think he came down to the factory and picked out a drum kit, and he came down and met DW, and he really wanted me. He was open for me to play on any kit, but he would have preferred if I used the DW, and I saw why. As soon as I got behind it and played it, I was really blown away. And then I did another session after that, and I brought my previous kit. It was okay, and the producer went, "Well, I got this DW, just the toms at least. Can you try them?" And I tried them, and I went, "Okay, wait a minute. This is two separate kits in two different cities, two different, studios, mics." I said, I got to make a move here, right? It was just, if it's better, I want to have it. I think you could pretty well be a monkey and make it sound good. That's the nice thing about D-dubs. My practice kit at home, I'm pretty lazy. I practice a lot, but I don't change the heads too often. And even when they get a little saggy, just a couple of key turns, it's easy to find where the warble is too. If it's out a bit, I don't know, just the tuning system they have. And the shells are so easy to work with, so sensitive. I found these drums that were awesome, and I contacted Garrison, and that was the preliminary. And of course, I didn't want to make a move to a company I didn't believe in or didn't like the people. I mean, it's got to be the whole package. So when I booked my flight and flew down and got to hang out, and I had very warm reception. I wasn't headlocked into anything. That's what I really liked was he said to me, I'm not going to tell you this or that. Just try a set, make up your own mind. And of course, that's all he had to say. So yeah, I showed up. It was very warm, hospitable. I got to hang out with John Good. And I'm a bit of a drum geek myself, so we talked about woods, and he showed me the pitch matching and the differences between the normal collector, the VLT, and the X, all in the same size. When you do that pitch test, it's really unbelievable. Like my 10-inch tom sounds like a 12 in another series. And I met all the different departments, the painting booth, and you see a lot of people who have been there for many, many years. They seem very happy of what they do, and they seem to love what they do. It's clean, it's efficient, and I just had a very, very good feeling after I left the factory. There's a lot of options with DW. I do know, because I do a lot of rock and mainstream kind of stuff. I like thundering toms, so I knew I had to go with X. Like the lower, the better. VLT on the smaller toms, and the bigger ones had to go with the X series. As far as finishes, the one for Nickelback Live it has to be a certain thing, more black and kind of thing. But my other kit, my studio kit, I think it's 3 weeks sitting there with my wife, and what about this and what about that? And she's like, it's one you liked in the beginning, just go with that one. But the possibilities were endless. When I saw John Good describe how the the eggshells are made. I found that fascinating. I was blown away that someone would actually try that in the first place. He's a mad scientist of sorts. And then, like I said, when I did the taste tests of the different shells, when I heard the lowness of the X, but it still had sustainability, I thought maybe cross-laminating would make the drum choke up, but it doesn't seem to at all. So if you get that in your kick and your floor tom. This is Daniel Adair with Nickelback, and do yourself a favor and go check out some DW Collector Series drums.